Now, what is Tor and how it works? Now, what is Tor? Now, the name Tor can refer to several different components. Now, Tor is a program that you can run on your computer that helps you or helps keep you safe on the internet. It protects you by bouncing your communications around a distributed network of relays run by volunteers all around the world. It prevents somebody watching your internet connection from learning what sites you visit. Okay? So actually this set of volunteer relays is called the Tor network. The way most people use Tor is with Tor browser, which is a version of Firefox that fixes many privacy issues. Now, the Tor project is a non-profit or charity organization that maintains and develops the Tor web software. It has received funds from the US government primarily, and additional aid from Swedish government and different NGOs and individual sponsors. Alright? Now, who created Tor? Now, actually, Tor uses the principle of onion routing, which was developed by Paul Severson, Michael G. Reed, and David Goldsklag. Now, I'm sorry, maybe I mispronounced the names. So again, I'm so sorry about this. At the United States, they created that or developed that at the United States Naval Research Laboratory in 1990s. Now, again, you may say, now this is boring stuff, please. I know this is somehow boring, but please follow me for now, because when the real hack starts, it's very important to have a history of Tor. Now, because somebody may say, no, oh, Tor, yeah, they have a connection with the NSA, and they are spying others. Now, this may sound true. Now, maybe this is true, or this is false. I'm not sure actually. But I want for you to know all of the history and every details about it. Now, further development was carried out under the financial roof of the Electronic Frontier Foundation, the EFF. Okay? Now, here is the most important part. Actually, I know that was a very boring part, a history of Tor project, but this is the most important part, and this is required to focus here to understand what Elliot did. Okay, now Tor uses the concept of the onion router method, in which the user data is first encrypted and then transferred through different layers present in the Tor network. Okay, now here is the first step. Now here actually, Tor makes it possible for users to hide their location while offering various kinds of services, okay, such as web publishing or an instance messaging server. Alright, so Tor using something called rendezvous points, okay, and the other Tor users can connect to these onion services, or formerly known as hidden services. Okay, alright, now here you can see that in the step 1, Bob, here we have Bob, we have Alice, we have this DB or database server, we have this as you can see from the Tor cloud or the Tor network, there are a lot of relays or nodes, and these nodes called the IB or introduction points, as you can see, IB, which means introduction points. And here the green lines here is Tor circuit, which means that there are a network between those three for Bob. Okay, and here is the public key, and here is the rendezvous point, okay, or the RP. Okay, now the step 1 is that Bob picks some introduction point, as you can see, IB 1, 2, 3, and build circuits to them. Alright, and he will ask them to act as introduction point by telling them its public key. Okay, but note that in the following figure here, the green links are circuit rather than direct connection. Okay, so by using a full Tor circuit, it is hard for everyone to associate an introduction point with the onion server's IP address. Okay, so these are not connection, these are circuit, and Bob share his public key with them. Alright, by the way, I got this from the official website of Tor project. If you are interested to read more, I provide you with the link to it. Please check the external resources here from this lecture. You can see it. Just go to it and read more if you want to. Actually, there are a lot of low-level detail of the protocol if you are interested. Okay, but I will try to make it readable and easy to understand as much as possible. The step 2. Bob advertises his service, which is the xyz.onion at the database. Okay, so actually here Bob assembles an onion service descriptor, as you can see, this one, the dots square here. So actually this descriptor containing its public key and summary of each introduction point, and sign this descriptor, which is this one, with its private key. Okay, so Bob will sign this descriptor, as you can see, that contains the introduction point and the BK, and after it signs with this pub key, this private key, it will go and it will be uploaded to the hash table that inside the database or the DB server. Okay, now in step 3, here you can see that Alice hears that xyz.onion exists and she requests more info from the database. She also sets up a rendezvous point, though she could have done this before. Okay, so here actually Alice will want to connect or to contact the onion service, which is the Tor or the Bob stuff, to learn more about the onion address first. So then Alice can initiate the connection establishment by downloading the descriptor from the distributed hash table. So it will get the descriptor that Bob uploaded. Remember in the previous, Bob upload this descriptor that's signed by his private key and he uploaded to the DB. By the way, it contains the introduction point and the public key. Then Alice retrieve it. Okay, now Alice know the set of introduction points and the right public key to use. Okay, so around this time, the Alice will create a circuit to another randomly picked relay and ask it to act as a rendezvous point by telling it a one-time secret. Okay, now in step 4, actually Alice will write message to Bob encrypted to BK, listing the rendezvous point and a one-time secret, and asks an introduction point to deliver it to Bob. So you can see that the descriptor, this time, it has the one-time secret, and it put it on the rendezvous point. Okay, and it will request to be delivered, and Alice will request it to be delivered to the onion service. Okay, now the onion service here in our case is Bob. Okay, now in step 5, Bob connects to Alice's rendezvous point and provides her one-time secret. Okay, so Bob will connect to the rendezvous for Alice and it will provide it with a one-time secret. So Bob will decrypt the Alice introduce message and it will find the address of the rendezvous point. Okay, so how Bob actually know about the rendezvous point? Actually, it got this encrypted key, this encrypted descriptor, and it decrypted, and it will find the address of the rendezvous point and the one-time secret in it. So the service creates a circuit to a rendezvous point and sends the one-time secret to it in a rendezvous message. Okay, now finally Bob and Alice proceed to use their Tor circuit like normal. So because the rendezvous point notifies the Alice about successful connection establishment by Bob, then after that both Alice and Bob can use their circuits to the rendezvous point and communicating for each other. Okay, now actually the complete connection between Alice and Bob consists of 6 relays. 3 of them were picked by the client, which is Alice, and 3 of them were picked by the onion service, which is Bob in our case. All right, so actually it is secure, and each time actually it is randomized. Okay, so it creates multi-layered encryption like the onion, and it is hard to follow back to keep the identity of the user safe. As a result, nobody can link your identity to any single point. Okay, now here is a simple graph actually. So you can see that we have this Tor client and this is the destination. Now here is the entry guard and here is the Tor network, and inside it we have a relays or middle relays. Finally we have exit relay, and this exit relay, it will give the traffic to the destination. But you can see that the green is encrypted and the dotted red lines are not encrypted by Tor. Okay, so for this Tor network, the entry guard and the exit relay knows what is Tor client. Okay, actually the entry guard know the IP of Tor client, but the exit relay know where is the destination. As you can see, these are not encrypted by Tor, so the exit relay will understand or know what is the destination. But actually, will exit relay know the IP of Tor client? No. Actually, the middle relay will not know the IP of Tor client. Only the entry guard will know the origin or the IP of the Tor client. Okay? But exit relay will not know. Middle relay will not know. Another question. Will the entry guard know the destination? No, actually. It will not know. The middle relay? No. It will not know. But the exit relay, yeah, it will understand and it will know the destination. Because this is the entry guard, it will know the origin or the Tor client IP. And the exit relay, it will not know the IP of the Tor client, but it will know the IP of the destination. And the entry guard will not know the IP of the destination, only the IP of Tor client. Okay? Now I know you may get confused, but again, if you want to read more about Tor, actually you can check the link I provide you to the official Tor project and you can read more about it if you are interested. Here, what Elliot did actually is that he know that there are a destination or there are a server running behind or running on the Tor network. Okay? And how he did know that, we will discuss that in details. No worries. Okay? So one encryption layer is decrypted at each successful Tor relay and the remaining data is forwarded to any random relay until it reaches its destination server. So for the destination server, the last Tor node or exit relay appears as the origin of the data. Okay? So it's thus tough to trace the identity of the user or the server by any surveillance system acting as the middleman. Other than providing anonymity to standalone users, Tor can also provide anonymity to your websites and servers in the form of Tor hidden services. Also, peer-to-peer applications like BitTorrent can be configured to use the Tor network and download torrent files. Now, is using Tor illegal? No, because Tor browser and dark web aren't illegal on their own. However, if you end up performing some illegal activity, obviously, on the dark web using Tor, that will surely invite trouble. So as always, we recommend, by the way, I got this from the official website. As you can see, we recommend that you use this technology to perform legal actions and enhance your privacy only. So of course, obviously, don't use it for bad stuff. Now the NSA agent Edward Snowden used Tor to leak information about PRISM to the Guardian and the Washington Post. However, the story is not all good because Tor faces criticism for the reason that it acts as a medium for different illegal activities like data breaching, drug dealing, gambling, being home to dark websites, and so on. Okay? Now, Tor is also used by criminals' minds to communicate over the network or the internet while keeping their identity hidden, which makes it difficult for the security agencies to trace them. The US National Security Agency NSA has called Tor the king of high secure, low latency internet anonymity. And it has received similar comments by Business Week magazine, like perhaps the most effective means of defeating the online surveillance effort of intelligence agencies around the world. Okay? Now, another speculation made is that Tor takes its funding from the US government, which may lead to the assumption that NSA may have compromised the identities of individual Tor users. However, Tor's former executive director, Andrew Luhmann, disclaimed any confederations with NSA. Well, I'm not saying to believe that or not. I'm just reading you. You are the one to judge if this is true or not true. So, is Tor browser safe? There are various of claims that have been made about compromising Tor's anonymity and security from time to time. The most famous one was the Bad Apple attack, in which the researchers claimed to have identified around 10,000 IP addresses of active BitTorrent users who were connected via Tor. And The Heartbleed bug was behind another major compromise in April 2014, which halted the Tor network for several days. Okay, there are traffic fingerprinting method that used to analyze web traffic by analyzing the patterns, responses, and packets in a particular direction. This technique can be used to attack the Tor network by making the attacker's computer act as the guard. Okay, so the attacker's computer will act as the guard, or the entry guard, the entry point that we saw previously. The main vulnerability was found at its exit points, where the level of security is very low as